Hang in there. Having technical difficulties. The phone keeps
It's going to
falling
just
over.
pull it up because it says Christmas.
I think we got it. I think.
That is actually, here we go.
Yeah, you can see a
vintage Lego Santa planter. This almost looks like a girly candle, if you ask me.
Everybody.
Just by looking at it right here.
Awful echo. Hang on.
You guys keep your eyes open for this. This is in the same era.
There we go. I was sneaking into Noelle's live because Farm Girl Scavenger is doing a whole thing on Holt Howard. So I've put that on my to save lists to watch later. And let's get me going in here. I see Warren is here and Sherry is here. Hello, hello to both of you. Let's see, we want to be in live chat. Hi, Linda. Linda's here. I'll give myself a thumbs up. So, I've had a heck of a week. Family members in and out of hospital, and I'm tired. And Mike, so Mike went to the dentist on Monday. And on Tuesday? No, he went on Tuesday to the dentist while I went to see the hernia surgeon. He comes home and says, by the way, they want to take my wisdom teeth out tomorrow. Will you go with me? That poor kid, they took all 4 at once. Now, they did that to me when I was like 17 or 18. But I was singing so much at the time, they had no trouble. They were going to do 2, and we used to go to a dentist that used to take you to the local hospital and knock you out cold to do your wisdom teeth. He had so little trouble getting into my mouth because I was so used to singing and having it go, having a big mouth. Well, it had to be after I was out of high school because I was doing shows at Rose Valley Chorus and Orchestra then. And, but I was still covered under my parents' insurance, probably because I was a student. So I was probably 19, maybe 20. And they did all 4 of mine at once. And mine were in bad shape because they weren't coming in. These 2 were sideways. Only one of them was coming in even close to being right. The other one was in on an angle. Well, Michael's, they had all come in fine, but one of them had, they can't do a root canal on a wisdom tooth. So they basically said, you know, they're not quite straight. They're going to start messing up your teeth. So they took them all out. And they did all 4 of his, but he was awake. And I kept telling him stretch his jaw, and he didn't. So he looked like a little chipmunk because right here swelled up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But boy, he was very grumpy that first night. So it's and today has been the fun of trying to figure out what Picky Boy will eat and what he can eat, because he can't chew back there till it all heals up. So it's been a week, but I have some fun stuff. I have some porcelain. I have some lace. I have ephemera. What else did I say I had? I've forgotten now. I didn't have much of craft supplies. I didn't get a chance to really write a description, and there was no chance to film today. So I apologize for not getting any kind of preview up. But I'm here, and we're going to have fun because I have some really different things. Some I did shop for because, you know, most of the boxes I'm finding now are either craft stuff or books. So the porcelain stuff that I have tonight, the 2 pieces, I really only have 2? Yeah, I only have 2 pieces of porcelain tonight. I did pick those up, but everything else is from here. So let's see what we could do to help empty my house. So I have half the stuff written up tonight, and some of it is not going to be super expensive. I don't know if anyone would want to use these as package toppers, but I have some United Airlines playing cards. It is the full deck. They are, you could see they've been used. They're a little scuffed on the back, but you could use them for, any kind of junk journaling or ephemera. I probably should start off by saying that I need, Sandy once told me I need to get used to this. Here it is a year later. I still am not used to doing this. So I ship from the Philadelphia area in Pennsylvania, because there are other Philadelphias throughout the country. But I'm near the big one that everybody knows. I use Pirate Ship for shipping, so that tries to help to keep the cost down. I invoice through PayPal. If you do not have a PayPal account, you can still go in and pay as guest with any credit card. I need you, if you haven't bought from me in a long while or you're new, you need to email me at, that email right there, your name, your YouTube name, if it's different from your actual name, your shipping address, and what email should I be using to send the PayPal invoice. So that's what I need emailed to me. And if you are new, I would greatly appreciate it if you sent me the email first and then went ahead and went after whatever item you want to have. As usual, for those who are returning, if you see something you really think should be an offer up, then by all means put offer in the chat and we'll make it an offer up. I do have a few offer ups tonight. I have some 1958 black and white ads as an ephemera pack. I have probably the porcelain will be offer ups. I've only got one of those. Like I said, I'm not done my list. But I think that's everything. I hope you like this. I hope you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, which in the analytics I saw, it said that half of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So by all means, subscribe to the channel. Now, that's not the same thing as the join button. The join is memberships. I do have 2 levels of membership, a simple $1.99 a month one, and then the Fairy Realm, which is $4.99 a month, and that gets some more behind the scenes videos, occasionally a live for the Fairy Realm members, and members do get the drop sales 24 hours in advance of everyone else. There is a drop sale right now that is on my channel that is still open. There was a book drop sale. Hardbacks are $3, paperbacks are $2, and they are still, a lot of them are still unclaimed. So if you want to shop for some books, you can check that video out and just mention in the comments which one you want, and I will let you know very quickly if you can have that one or not, if you can purchase that one. Most of them, all but 2 are still available. I have to make up the list, and I'll pin it as a comment at the top of the comments what ones are still available. I just did not get to it today. So I think that's everything. Other than when you subscribe, you want to hit that little bell and make the little bell dark. You want all notifications, because other than the Thursday night lives at 11 p.m., and I alternate sale weeks, so next week will be a chat or work with me. This week is a sale. But for me to go live other times or to drop a video is spotty, because right now I don't even have an office to be able to keep myself on a regular schedule. We're working on that. A few of these things are from there, actually, from out of that room. So that, I think, is everything. I think I've done it right. I need to write a reminder for myself. Trisha will be proud of me. I did remember this time. So I do combine shipping as well. So if I have stuff from a previous sale that I have not shipped to you yet, I do combine all of that. So as those of you who have stuck with me since I got hurt are well aware. Uh-oh. I hear furry children. They're locked in the basement. So, I'll show you the first thing, and then I'll have to go get them, or they're going to claw that door. So the United Airlines pack of cards, which could be used for junk journaling, or any kind of ephemera you wanted. This is just $1. It's just $1. All the cards are there, except there are no jokers. All of the suites are there. Suits. Aren't they called suits? All the suits are there. Clubs, spades, diamonds, hearts, but no jokers. So this is $1. Just $1, and it's number 53. Now, these are cool. I have 4 of them available. Now, they all are lace. They're lace bookmarks, still in the original packaging. Isn't that beautiful with the roses? That's absolutely gorgeous. So these are $4. I have 4 total. It's $4 each. So if you would like one, you can put the number and then times however many of them you want. And we'll work our way down from there. But it's beautiful floral pattern with rose on it. And they're still in the original packaging. But for the lace roses lace bookmark, it is $4. They are number 56. $4 per bookmark, number 56. While you guys are thinking about that one, I'm going to go let the little children out of the basement. I hear you. Come on. Elron, Aragorn, Frodo, Arwen. Gimli, you coming? Gimli. Gimli, coming? Gimli. Oh, okay, you guys got to go back down. Come out. Coming. Frodo. All right. Frodo and Gimli are down there. I'm coming. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Had a slight problem with a cat. Had to make sure he was still in the house. I see you, Elron. So Gimli, what do you think you're doing? Oh, geez. Why couldn't you have stayed in the basement? What are you doing? Yeah. Come here. Nope. 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 Come to mom, whether you like it or not. Nope. Hey. Hey. Oh, look at that head down. I got you. We're not going to have you do an avalanche tonight. We're not having that. Sorry, Elrond, but no. Ah. So, a couple weeks ago, Gimli figured out how to pop the screen on the basement window. So we had to shut that. And they had been just laying there enjoying the breeze coming in. But one window, there's a indoor outhouse is what we used to call it. But there's a little commode with wooden walls all around it. I thought that's down in the basement. I thought they couldn't get to that. This one figured out that if he climbs the step ladder, he can get to some of the old pipes that feed the radiators. And then from there, he can walk along that, get close enough to the window to jump over to the window. Now, how they get down, I have no idea, but they do. But if Gimli gets to that window, I was afraid he didn't come upstairs, so I was afraid he had popped the screen out and was outside. But I just quick went out on the porch and looked, and the screen's there. It's where it's supposed to be. So what's the matter? Because mommy grabbed you? Oh, poor baby. Look at this sucking up in my arm. What? You gonna say hello? You gonna say hello, Elrond? You're our pretty boy. Yeah, you're our pretty boy. Aren't you? Gimli's our big boy, and Aragorn is our little boy because he's a little airhead. And Frodo's just Frodo. All right, down you go then. No climbing. Oh, jeez. I know how to get rid of you. I don't have much of this left. So, Nora's here. Cat lollipops. Oh. Come on, there's not much left, but I know this will make you go sleep. Here. No, don't rub your head in it. Eat it out of the lid. This is Whisker Tickler from Meow Joanna. Not much left in there. Frodo could care less. Arwen could care less. Neither one of them. Doctor just likes to spread it all over the floor and lay in it. You're not supposed to rub your head in it. Come on. You gonna eat some more? You done? You're not gonna rub your head in it. Either lick some of it up. That's it. Eat some. Elrond eats it, runs around for about 10 minutes, and then goes to sleep. Gimli, however, he eats some, and boy, then it's like, who let the dragon loose in my house? Because he runs around like crazy for about 20 minutes, zipping up and down the staircase from the third floor to the first. So, Linda, dear, you're half asleep. Ah. Oh, same thing as the sticks, because the sticks were Silvervine. They love those sticks. So, all right. Did we have anyone for? Nope, I didn't see anyone for the Rose bookmarks. So we'll, excuse me, sir. You're still trying to get into my lap. Stop. Some of these first things are just small little lots. So this next one, get this extra pen out of the way. Will you leave the frog alone? It's just a small little pack of vintage note cards that have this great... Get your claw off my knee. Hi, Linda. Hi from Michigan. Hi from Pennsylvania to Michigan. This is an early American greetings card. And from the code number on there, I believe these are from 1959. And they've got this great desert view and this wonderful cactus. The nice part about these note cards, they're blanks, but these are the kind that you can write a whole letter on the inside too. Now there are only 4 of them. I only have the 4. They're all exactly alike. And they do have the original envelopes. But the original envelopes do have where the glue mark is showing on the back, which is typical of vintage stationery. So for these 4 vintage cards, it's $2, number 82. $2, number 82 for the pack of 4 vintage cards. Marcy, you didn't see the notification. Oh no. I wonder why. Well, as soon as Marcy's here, I figured. Marcy likes her ephemera. Okay, that goes to Marcy. Thank you. Put that there. What's next? What's next is a craft item, which is still sealed. It has 22 pieces in it. They are all these large shields. It's kind of hard to see, but they have a star in the center, and then there's an open slot. Can you see there's a slot on either side, and then there's a center bar? Maybe you can see it. There's the center bar right there, and then there's an open slot on either side. So this, you can use these however you want, but I think they were designed to be made into a belt where you would put like a small strip of leather through them or something. But I think you could probably find plenty of uses for 22 of them. They are in the original package. They are large star gold. They are 1 3/4 inches wide. So the full package, and it is $3, number 71. $3, number 71. These are made in Taiwan, but I don't see a year, but I can guarantee you that these are probably from when I worked at Joann's, so these are from the 90s. Now, I have found 4 little books. They're not particularly old. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I saw hearts go by. Oh, yeah. Well, the one that really got me is only just now. There's still a red line there when Gimli got me in the knee really deep. And that mark was from before summer camp. And summer camp was the last week of July. And I still have a red line there. So yeah, sometimes that claw can go really deep. So these are Penguin. These are called Penguin 60s. They published a bunch of these little books on Penguin's 60th anniversary, which would have been published by Penguin Books in 1995. Most of them are all short stories. The cool part of a lot of these were short stories that weren't necessarily still in print. And so you will get Edith Wharton's Madame de Tremy's, which is one that I had not heard of before. That is one of her short stories she had written early in her career for one of the ladies' magazines at the time. Now you have J.M. Barrie, Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, which is certainly something that is around. Who's this one? Graham Greene, Under the Garden. And then Leo Tolstoy's Master and Man. So you get all 4 of these for $2. All 4 for $2. Nice short reads if you only have a little bit of time to read while you're sitting in the car waiting for something or on hold, waiting for somebody to come back to the phone. But they are nice, short little reads. $2 for all 4 of them. Number 15. I just found these today because, like I said, I'm trying to get through the boxes of books. And in the playroom, I saw a real problem. There's a pile of books in the center that is starting to tilt. And there's a pile of boxes here that is craft stuff. And the books are starting to make that tilt. So I need to work a little faster at getting through all those. Okay, let's see. What is next? The lantern, the frog lantern. Oh, I see Marcy. I worked at Joann Fabrics for 6 years, and then they gave me the gift of a lifetime. Because what happens is usually management starts jumping ship. I was assistant manager. I didn't jump ship. They offered me a beautiful package because the first package they offered me, I went, I don't know. I got a son to think about. You know, I have a nephew I'm raising. I'd only had Michael. You know, I'd only had Michael a few years then, but Mike was already showing signs of being dyslexic, and I was in the middle of fussing with the state had taken over the school district, and the company that ran it racked up a $7 million bill that left the city with that kind of debt. But they would not test him. Federal law says you have to test a kid for dyslexia if there's even a hint of dyslexia. They told me the school district had to do it. The school district said, our hands are tied. We can't do anything because we aren't running anything anymore. And so both sides told me, get a lawyer and you have to sue the both of us to get it. And I'm like, no. So Joann's came back to me with this deal. They would up my pay for as long as it took to close the store. They upped my pay. Now, keep in mind, this is in 1998 money. They upped my pay to $15 an hour for the amount of time it took to close the store down. And then they salaried me at that salary for a year and let me keep my insurance for a year. What a deal. So I was able to homeschool Michael. And because I had been going to college for communications, but I was also going for a secondary education degree, and I had all the courses about what they now call IEPs and kids with disabilities, because I made a point of taking courses about kids with reading disabilities. So I did all the cognitive therapy myself. So while his spelling is still an issue, his reading is so much better than I think it would be, because I homeschooled him for 2 years. And that whole first year was a lot of sneaky cognitive therapy. And we used to watch this fantastic series that was from Korea, and it was all about the unification. It was called Daejo Young. And he would love to get his hands on the videotape set of it, but it's like over $100. But I got tired of trying to read the subtitles to him because they'd go too fast. So I started telling him, well, you have to do every other one. And as he got better, then it was he did everyone. So he read all of the subtitles. So that really made him want to push himself to read more. So he was more than happy to do whatever therapies I thought would work. You just have to find the right carrot to put in front of that stubborn donkey, you know? And so it was a gift of a lifetime to be able to do that. I also think that's probably why we have such a close relationship. We're actually friends, which is unusual. Well, I know they were so desperate for me to stay because the manager, they wanted to take the manager and get her to another store. None of the rest of us were even allowed to interview for other stores. They basically just hatcheted all of us. So with that, why would anybody want to stay? Why would you bother? So they were so worried about me jumping ship that I mean, at the time, as an assistant manager, I was making not quite 10. It was like 980 something an hour as an assistant manager. And so for them to jump it to 15 was just unheard of. But they'd already lost the other assistant manager. They'd already lost 2 of the 3 full-time people, and they only had 3 part-timers left because it was a very small Joann Fabrics. It was one of the very small stores. And so, and they knew one of those part-timers was leaving. So they basically realized they did not have enough staff to empty this store. So I suggested too, since they were making that kind of a deal with me, I suggested that you better get a hold of the part-timers now and make them some kind of an offer, because I can't do the place by myself, and you're taking Judy away, and these others already quit. What am I supposed to do? So they did. They actually we hired 2 new people to literally just take over doing stock and putting stuff out. And then they made deals with the other part-timers to stay, because otherwise it would have been a nightmare. But they were so desperate because everybody that held a key except me had left, or like the main manager, they were taking her away half the week to train her for a bigger store. And she was the only one that they took, that the district manager took. So they were desperate for me to stay. So it was, I'll never see a deal like that again. And it took me, I mean, I don't think I've ever been paid as much. Even when I worked at the art museum, I wasn't making 15 an hour. I wasn't making that. So let's get back to the sale. I have some quirky little thing here, which I think is absolutely hysterical. Now, it was made in Hong Kong, so it's probably older, from the 70s, I'm guessing, but it's a frog. Okay, well, Froggy has a cobalt blue glass tummy, and if you open up the bottom, it has a cobweb that I missed. That cobwebs are free. But it has room for a tea light to go in there. So once a tea light is in there, then he's going to glow through that wonderful blue glass, which I think he's just cool. I found him in a box with some stuff of mine, and I think I may have been given him as a joke gift, but he's not suitable for camping. He's got a blue tummy. But because I'm not that into frogs. So the frog lantern, he's just so different. I wish I'd had him for the animal sale. I like that he has a tongue, right? Can you see that? He's actually got a tongue in there. This thin little metal tongue. He is well put together. The only spot where there's any wear is on the handle. And he is a cute little thing. So the frog lantern is all of $6. He's $6 and he's number 35. $6, number 35. Here, frog, hold your number for a minute. I have another style of those lace bookmarks. This one is butterflies. They were made by Wila Laces, but they are just absolutely gorgeous. And you can use them as a bookmark, or you can cut the tassels off and use it as an applique on something. Oh, and I see Nora would like the froggy. Thank you, Nora. So as with the others, these are $4 each. I have 4 of these. And these are $4 each. And they are number 66. And you can put the number in and then times if you want more than one. But they're $4 each, number 66. Now, this guy, the more I looked at it, the more I realized I'm not going to make this. I have so many other things to make when I actually have that office. So I thought, well, let me take this to the sale tonight. Did I see Marcy for 82? Yes, I have Marcy for 82. I have Marcy for 82 and Nora for 35. Hello, Vintage Finds. Now, this is an unused pattern. I've never had it out of there. It's called Pumpkin Poo by Indigo Junction. Now, Indigo Junction sold a lot of their patterns through quilt shops, through Joann Fabrics. And this one is by Amy Martin from 1995. She seemed to specialize in, oh wait, I take that back. Amy Martin is the publisher. The design is Delana Hutchinson. Now there were quite a few different hang on a second. We'll get that number 15 figured out. But she made quite a few different bears. And so this is an unused bear pattern, something that you could make and have fun with for Halloween. The only thing that I thought was odd is that the way these leaves are cut, they look like holly leaves, which to me is a bit odd. But, you know, if that's detachable, you could get him this and have him out for Halloween and then put holly leaves around the neck and then have it for Thanksgiving and maybe even Christmas with your pumpkin pie. So Pumpkin Poo pattern is, because I looked these up. So for you guys, this is $5. It's a never used pattern. It's in great condition. It's $5. It's number 39. Now, somebody said something about number 15. Ah, one got by me. Okay, Marcy got number 15. Okay, we're going to put you in the back here. Put that number up there. There we go. I gotcha. So, hi, Val. What? No. Hi. No climbing tonight. Sorry, Aragorn. No climbing tonight. What do you want? No. Don't you scratch the brand new chair. What's the matter? What? You want a tummy rub? You want a tummy rub? Not going to climb the pile. No, you're not. You're not going to climb the pile. No, you're not. Because you guys got into a lot of trouble for climbing where you didn't belong. You don't want to climb. Go on. Go find your brothers. Go find Elron. Nope. Nope. Hey, do I have to make you go to sleep too? Ah. Have some meowjuana. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey. Oh, what is that? What is that? You want some? You can have some. He's not sure. Come on. You don't want any kitty crack? No? Can't bribe you with this, huh? You gonna try some? There you go, try some. No? No, not interested. Well, darn, I was hoping, because I know that's why Elron's not here. Elron went to sleep. This has been hiding on my desk. Oh, hello. Now you want to come up? You silly boy. I hear the purring. I do. I hear the purring. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'll tell you. This, the Meowjuana, now this one's a different blend. It's not the original. It's called Whisker Tickler. Catnip, chamomile, and dandelion. Because in the PetSmart near me, first off, Meowjuana is not inexpensive, but I can't tell you, it is the most potent, I swear, that I've ever seen, especially if you have the original. But they're always sold out of the original unless you want to buy the $30 one, which is a container like this. So, yeah. I use the good stuff sparingly, but I know it'll put Elrond to sleep. It'll eventually put Gimli to sleep. Aragorn's hit or miss if he's going to eat any of it or not. Yes, I see you. Why don't you go find Daddy? Why are you not asleep with Dad? Go find your father. Go find Daddy. No, you're just going to keep rubbing your head up against my hip. You coming over or not? You coming over. Okay. So, with Kitty in tow, Aragorn, help me sell stuff. Can you help me sell stuff? You don't have opposable thumbs, so you can't hold anything. So I think these are meant to be scarf clips, but they are plastic. Now that one has a chain pattern, and these two are the same. Now, it looks silver from the way the light's hitting it, but they're gold. And then what's silver is that where it looks like there's a stone, that's just reflective silver down inside there. So there's all three of these, and remember, two of them are this, and one is the chain style. You can either use them on a scarf, or you can use them as an assemblage thing, put some ribbon through them, and have them on an assemblage. Whatever your little heart contents to do. And these are my little numbers here. These are $2 for all three of them. $2 number 20. $2 number 20, you get all three of these. What? Now, let's see. Oh, yes. Yes. You have to go away now. Go find somewhere to lay down. On my box of books that I need to look up. Okay. As long as you don't claw them, I don't care. Good boy. You'll have to forgive me for keeping you swigging water. I have been in so many dusty places today that my 24-hour allergy meds are failing. and I just have allergy overload. Okay, let's see. What's next? Okay, so what's next is something a little unusual. They are from the 1934 World's Fair. Now, they are not in mint condition. The gold is doing something weird. See how it looks? I think whoever had them must have used them because the gold's not perfectly shiny. But I thought, they're quirky, they're different. I'm gonna bring them. So there are 4 of them. They're all just thick pressed paper, and then so it's black on the back, and then these images are all embossed. So this one is A Century of Progress, Chicago, 1933, 1934, and that is the travel building on that one. This one has 1934, A Century of Progress, Chicago. And then this one has the same thing. This one is the travel building as well. There's 2 of that. And then there's 2 of the planet with the swoosh, the 1934 Century of Progress. Hello, Marianne. So because of their condition, now I was wondering if there was some way I could make a Christmas ornament out of that. Maybe put greenery or something around it. But I don't have time for every project that's in this house as it is. So for these, the 1934 World's Fair, Chicago World's Fair coasters, it is $3, number 48. And like I said, I think they may have been used at one point because the gold has done something weird. So it's just $3 for all 4 of them, number 48. Okay. Now, where is it? We have an offer upcoming. Because little Miss Arwen was hiding in Mike's room having some issues because Aragorn played too rough with his sister. Oh, Marilyn. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you very much. She got to a few things because of where she chose to pee on them. She was afraid to leave Michael's room. She was for about 3 days terrified to leave Michael's room. When we got back from summer camp, she actually had a spot on her back where somebody had ripped fur off of her shoulder. And she wouldn't go near Aragorn. So we guess it was him. She finally got the idea, though, when I caught her in the act and grabbed her and went, no, carried her to the kitchen, dumped her in the litter box, said yes, and then made a fuss and petted her. She figured it out. And then, like, the next few times I saw her in a litter box, I made a point of making a fuss over her and petting her, and we haven't had a problem since. But one of the things that she ruined on me was I just had the little tab that told me what it was. It was one of those McCall's needlepoint books. It was the Spring Summer 1958. So while one corner got messed up from her, so I made lemonade. You get lemons, you make lemonade. And where do you think you're going? Hi, sir. No. You are getting too heavy. No climbing Mount Everest back there. As it is, I have a mess to clean up behind my chair because you made an avalanche earlier, you and Gimli. And I did not have time before the sale to figure out what you knocked over behind me. But anyway, I made the best of it, and I cut out as much ephemera as I could save that was nowhere near the problem spot. So I have a stubborn cat. Do you want to go in the basement and play with your brothers again? Come here. Come here. You can't keep going up behind me. You can't. Oh, I see now. This is what you want, isn't it? He learned this off Elrond. He's only been doing this for the last 3 days, where he lays backwards so that you can do this. He's watched me with Elrond. Elrond does this all the time. Elrond will lay back and go to sleep. But he does it because he wants tummy rub. Oh, yeah, I know what you want. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You are too heavy to do this for long. So, anyway, I saved what I could, and I've making it up into some little packets. And this packet is a lot of the ads that I could save. And they all have some pretty cool graphics. You're going to have to go down. Go out in the hallway. Go out in the kitchen or something, will you? So this is an ephemera pack. $58. We're going to start this at 3 because I don't. What are you? Do I need to go put you in the basement with Gimli and Frodo? Because I don't know what it would be worth. So, I mean, it's not a super thick. That's why we're starting at 3. This is an ad for a magazine called Paco Fun. And it shows you how to make the little pom-pom puppy there. I absolutely love this ad. Make jewelry for profit. Look at all that bling. What are you doing? Now you're rubbing against my chair. Now, there were 2 parts to the make jewelry for profit. And then there's these little guys, which were for, what's the magazine name? Marry Somebody Cloud Spun, and it was for a type of yarn. But look at these great images. What are you doing? I'm going to have to take care of him because this is not working. Why are you not asleep with your father, huh? I'll be right back, guys. Talk among yourselves. Come on, boy. Come on. I'm going to send you into exile. Come on. Go find your brothers. Go find your brothers. There we go. Huh. I can't wait till I actually have an office. Get that black hole challenge room going. So there's a dress form ad. There's costume wigs. I thought that was, pretty cool. This is the one that was for lace and tatting supplies. Was what I could say for one that was for doll. It was for the patterns to knit the doll clothes. What is this one? This one was just some little fun thing that they had at the bottom, like just for fun. There are a couple of different Morse sewing machines. There's a third one. Hand-hooked rugs. They still sell these woven labels that you can get with your name on them. They still sell these, but back then you could get 15 of them for just $1.50. They cost more than that now. Lincoln pennies and postage. Cash in on Hobby Time. It's all you right away for the patterns for monkey trees, which I've never heard of, or for the little girl. Suede jewelry, which became fashionable again in the 70s. This is another one for doll clothes, but these are all made with netting. Design a doll fashion discs. But all those skirts are all that tulle netting. And then this is Holland Windmill. What is it? Holland Windmill yarn? Peter Pan yarn. Yep. So that's what that batch is. And I don't see any takers for that one. So we're gonna pass on that one. And we have another one that's in color, most of them. And this one is, if I could spell ephemera right. So this one is all, oh, nope, I didn't type. Oh, why did you stop typing? Where'd my cursor? I hit something wrong. And animals. Okay. There we go. So this pack is from the same magazine, but these are, most of these are in color, and they're all animal ones. So you've got, this was the inside of the back cover. And there's some really cute little kid ones, but some of these have little animals on them. Little pink elephant there. We have that one. This one has a bunny rabbit on it. Where are you? Come on. There's a couple of these in there that are just little crafter bits. Come on, turn around. This also has some holiday things in it. Like these were all scenic egg favors. But what I can't tell is I think those are just crocheted. I don't think they're real eggs. But where would you get the tiny little bars? See that one? Where would you get the tiny little bars for that? This has Humpty Dumpty and Santa and a rabbit and a little piggy. There's a baby bassinet, rug to go with it. I threw those in there. And there's a couple of things that say intimate as a lullaby. This one is a black and white. This one is cool. I really kind of like this. So this is meant to be, it says trace actual size patterns for button place cards. So you would trace these on a place card and then the face would be a button. Now, if you could copy that with embroidery on something with a button, that could be really cute. But that could also make some interesting note cards. And use up your button stash. These are teenies. but they're still animals. The mouse is so cute. Now these look like they were all knitted. This has got some baby stuff, but it has a rabbit. That one is a baby. Keep that in there anyway. Now this one, you can decide if you want to use the images on the back or the images on the front, which have the little animals and then some baby things on the other side. That one's a nice pheasant pillow. These have more animal sweaters. This is a bigger pack, I think, too, than the last one. I crack up over the Santa and snowman socks. This one happens to be black and white, but it's two animals. A Santa and a snowman and a mouse. And then there's this one, which are pillows. These are kind of flat pillows, but they're pillows. So that is the animal ephemera pack in color. And the start was $3 for all of that. I can write. There we go. And I don't see anyone interested in those. So we'll pass on those. I do have this lovely little framed Ann Getty's. It actually has the write-up on the back. It's made by Portal, but it has the whole write-up on the photographer. This was part of her series for a book called Little Thoughts with Love. She specialized in taking pictures of babies in these wonderful outfits, where they could be 3 peas in a pod, they could be butterflies. There's a couple that she did where the sleeping babies were fairies. This one happens to be the purple fairy, and it's all framed, good to go. It's even got the little hanger on the back. It's not real heavy. It is absolutely not real heavy. I mean, I have porcelain things sitting here that this is about the same weight as this, and I think this is slightly heavier. So for the purple butterfly, it's from 1999. I need to get a number out here. So for the purple butterfly, it is $6, number 46. $6, number 46 for the purple butterfly. I just love that there's even little tiny, can you see the little tiny antenna? It's so cute. So very cute. And then the other one I have for $6 is from the same series, Little Thoughts with Love. And this one is this gorgeous, look at the gorgeous blue that is. This wonderful cobalt blue little picture. And this one is $6 and is number 42. $6, number 42. For the blue butterfly baby by photographer Ann Getty's. Okay. I had one doll that somebody thought it was funny to give me, and it was dressed up as a bee. I'm afraid of bees. I was swarmed as a kid. I'm really afraid of bees. And they thought it was funny to give me an Ann Getty's little doll, little bee outfit, little dealy bopper thing on its head, little wings, but it was a bee. I sold that on eBay years ago. I was like, yeah, it was in my cedar chest for a long time. Never even took it out of the box. No bees for me. No, 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 no. What number was that one? That one was 42. So hello, Bonnie. Now, this is another offer up because I have not found a match for a wall pocket that's this small. I know wall pockets tend to be a bit more than this, but we're going to make this one an offer. And I'm going to start it at 5. It does not have a maker's mark, but you can tell that when they fired it, it was sitting this way because all of this around the edge and this bit up here is unglazed, but everything else is glazed. There's no chips. There's no crazing. There's a spot, tiny, tiny little spot. Can you see it? That's where there had been an air bubble, but it is tiny. So I just lost my pen. Oh well, I will find another pen. I've also lost my tape measure. There we go. Come back here. Come out, come out. Need the other end, of course. I need the other end. So it's it's 6 1/4 tall, and it is, which one of you is the widest? Up here. Oh, my tape measure is breaking. And it's 5 1/2 across. But it is a lovely red rose. All these lines are gold. They're down here. They're down here. There's no wear to the gold. There's no crazing, no chips. It's such a pretty little thing. It doesn't quite go with my decor, though. I honestly was like, look, tape measure, cooperate. You know what this would be good for? Because it goes down like that. If you had a spot to hang it near the near your fireplace, you could store those long matches in it, or wooden matches that you use to light your fireplace with. I see Val in for 5, but it's so nicely done. I am surprised that there's no maker's mark and there's no chips or crazing. But I could not find one like this. And I couldn't find any that were this is kind of small for the type that are the urns, that have that urn shape. But it is a pretty little thing. I think it's really cute. And you could always put, just a little greenery, have it hanging in the bathroom and have a little greenery coming out. Or put in those scented sticks that you could put in here to make the room smell nice. I mean, these things can have a lot of uses. I have a couple of wall pockets, but most of them are the more 1920s, 1930s designs or Japanese designs. And at some point, they will be hanging up in the powder room up high enough that nobody's shoulder will bump them. But I see Val in for 5. Is anyone going to come in for 6? It's a lovely little piece. You know, it could be a Christmas rose, white and red, and then put some holly sprigs out of there. That could be cute too. So we have Val for 5, and I don't see anybody else coming in, so I'm going to start calling it. So we're going once. And we're going twice. And I'm not going to look at the screen. We're going to see if anybody else comes in because I have no idea how much of a lag there is tonight. And hit the button and sold. There you go, Val. For $5. Thank you very much, Val. It's absolutely adorable little piece. Tuck you back there. Now let's see. I can get to the other. Come on, Raggedy Ann, where are you? I know you're here. Whoops. Got you out of order. Because we found these when I was pulling stuff out from the books. Now there's 2. Now this one is a newer one. This one is from You are so not from 1924. 1998. This one's from 1998. It's just a slim little one. It's Raggedy Ann and Andy and the camel with the wrinkled knees. Leg check. Now, I don't think the leg's too awful, though I just now looked up and saw it. When did it pop up? Because my phone says 12:13 now. So that's not too bad tonight. So you have all these great images. You could certainly use this for junk journaling. Such great colors. Wonderful book. And this one, I have to open up a new pen here. This is the 1998 Raggedy Ann book. It's a weekly reader, editor's choice, suggested publisher's price, $15. Even in 1998, $15 for a book that thin? Are they kidding? Are they kidding? If this had been in my drop sale, it would have been, come on you. I need my numbers. Because this one, well, we'll just make it $2. So this one is $2. $2, number 26 for this one. For the 1998 Raggedy Ann book. It's $2, number 26, since it is such a thin little thing. But would be great for junk journaling. Great images. But the other one is older. Is very much older. It still has its spine. A lot of times I've seen these with no spine. Has all of its cover. Now this one has a date. Somebody wrote their name and wrote December 25th, 1957 in there. Because for a while there, they were reprinting them into the 50s with the same look they had from the 1920s. Now this one, printed by William J. Dornan, Collingdale, PA. You kidding me? I don't live that far from Collingdale, PA. Wow, didn't expect that. I always love the pictures when they put those lovely little pictures like that in kids' books in the 1920s. There was always some little picture underneath the title. So this has a 1947 copyright. So it probably was printed right on through the 50s. And all the pages are there. It's in good shape. Personally, that's my favorite picture because it has fairies. I love that picture. But it's got a couple of stories. It's got full-size plates. It's got little pictures. It also has a lot of the Gruel's pen and ink drawings to it as well. So this one, come on, you. I was looking to see how many stories are in here. There's the introduction. Well, it doesn't tell you how many, but there are several. Raggedy Ann and the chickens, Raggedy Ann and the fairies. There's a whole other fairy story. Raggedy Ann and the fairy's gift. Yeah, there is a whole other fairy story. I think they gave her a dog. So this is in excellent condition on the inside, except it does have that signature. There is wear to the outside, but if this was a 1930s one, we'd be doing this as an offer. But as the 1950s, even though the copyright says 1947, the inscription says it was Christmas in the 50s. So we're going to make this one, instead of an offer, we're going to do this as a buy it now at, because this one has so many more pages and full-size color prints. This one from the 50s is going to be $5, number 22. $5, number 22 for the 1950s Raggedy Ann Stories book. And I don't see anyone for that. Let's see. This is another thing of vintage stationery. There are, now these are the little folded ones. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 of these, and they all have this wonderful pattern. Great for the fall. Kind of reminds me of a kimono pattern, actually, but with those colors. Now, what I mean by a folded is these are the kind where you'd write your note, and then there's a little line right up here and one here where you would fold it shut on the line there, and then fold it here. And it comes with, though I don't know if they're still any good, all these little circles, and you would just put a sticker on the back to seal it, put your stamp right there, and mail it. So you get all of those. What did I say, 11? I've forgotten now. But you get all of them. They're in their original little folder. These are from Tiny Print in a really tiny light color. Current. I can read current. They call them self-sealing notes, but I can't read the other part. And I don't see a date. But, oh yeah, scented stationery in the 70s? Yep. And then by the 80s and late 70s, all through the 80s, you had the sticker craze with scented stickers. And so this one has more to it than the vintage ones earlier. So the Just Notes one, it's $3 for this pack. It's $3, number 87. All the stationery I have in this house, there's no way I will ever use it all. So this is a lovely one for fall. $3, number 87. Oh, and there's Marcy. Okay, we'll tuck that in there. Cooperate. Get in there. So here's a question. Does anybody do embroidery? Because if not, I'm not gonna worry about showing these tonight, really. Because I found, do you remember those old work basket magazines? And they used to come with the transfers. I found 2 transfers tucked inside a book. Never been used. Sweet Dreams. This one, it's hard to read what it says because, of course, it's backwards. So what's it say? Wait a minute, I'll figure it out. Smile, God loves you. God bless this home. Hers. Where's his? His, hers, guest. Where's here? It has a welcome. And then a couple of little other images. So there's not just this one, but there was also this one. Now, the fold over part is loose, but this does go with it because these leaves are with all of these. And it has, how do I show this? Because they're all over the place. So it has a basket, a bucket. It has an old cat. This is a carriage light. And they all have those same leaves. This one cracked me up because you have a padlock with a key on the chain. Why would you do that? What would you use that one for? So these are all there. They're not been used. It was such a surprise to find them tucked inside a book. But these are really cool. You can actually use these sometimes on wood. I've done it where I've followed all the instructions like you would normally iron it onto a piece of fabric, and I've actually managed to carefully iron a pattern onto a piece of wood. And then as a kid, Mom used to do that for us, and my brothers had one of those burning tools, wood burning kits, and I would follow the outline and make little boxes with that on top. So, good night, Marcy. All right, you have a good night, darling. So for the, come on, pen. So for the embroidery transfers, these are vintage ones. I know I'm not going to put them on eBay this low, but for you guys, they are $2, number 84. $2, number 84 for the vintage embroidery ones. Now, I also have this darling little girl. Isn't she cute? She's not marked. She was so dusty. I didn't know the rabbit was white. I'm not kidding. This thing, when I snagged it and saved it, it was so dusty. I couldn't believe that at Goodwill they actually put it on the shelf in the condition it was in, but I couldn't tell that rabbit was white. I thought he was brown. Now, I very carefully washed it, but some of the brown on the bird was already off a little bit down here, but it came off a little bit on the top of his head and a little bit on his back. I tried to be super careful. I cannot figure out who made her. I saw similar ones online that said Homeco. She is not Homeco. Homeco does all of their stuff with a bisque finish. She's porcelain. She has, you know, her arms, the book, her face, the rabbit, the bird. They all have that smooth porcelain finish, but the paint doesn't have a glaze over it. That's the tricky part. Like where her hair is, the tree, the ground itself, there's no glaze protecting the paint. So they didn't glaze it afterwards. The only thing really with a glaze is her arms, her head. The rabbit certainly has a glaze, but you could either have this as a thing for spring and for Easter, or just she's such a cute little thing. But you could add it to your holiday decor. I did not find, even looking it up in the ones that said Homeco, they don't, there's ones that look similar to her, but you can tell it's a different size. I wondered about Arn Art because she's definitely that period. Are you back for more catnip, Elrond? You're not getting more. You're staggering, dude. You're like a drunk. Another kitty's here. Hello, Picasso Cat. So because I couldn't ID her, I couldn't figure out a price. So I was going to make her an offer. But she is so cool and so vintage. And if she doesn't sell tonight, I will probably put her away for Easter. Well, I know she's kind of got that Hummel look, but I just love that and the book itself has got the white, has the glaze on it too. I just love the rabbit. I think the rabbit is absolutely adorable. So the little girl with rabbit. This lovely vintage piece is going to be $6 and is number 63. $6, number 63. And honestly, if she does not sell, I may put her away until it's time to pull out Easter stuff, because that rabbit just reminds me, remember the Lefton rabbits? That's what it reminds me of. Okay, now, the Raggedy Ann book, which one? All right, let me get them. are you? I hear a cat. I don't see a cat. I think Elron went behind the desk. Oh no, Elron's here. Uh-oh. Hey, hey, what do you got? Give me that. Give it, give it, give it. You found a gribby. No, no, no. Ugh, damn starch gribbies. Some of the gribbies I have are the ones made from starch, so they're biodegradable, and the cats go bonkers on them. And they just want to eat them all the time. But they get really sticky, and if it gets caught in their throat, they'll choke on it. So I don't know where you found that little bugger. Thought I had all of those safely on the 3rd floor. Okay, so number 63. Oh, okay. So Marianne. Thank you. She is such an adorable, adorable little girl. I'm so happy she has a home. I'm so happy I could rescue her because there was a little boy to match her, but he was already in pieces on the shelf at Goodwill. Somebody must have dropped him, and then they just picked all the pieces up and put them back on the shelf. But she was, other than the dust, she was in good shape. So we went that way now. So, you wanted to see the Raggedy Ann books. There are 2 Raggedy Ann books. There is a contemporary one, which is really kind of thin. And this was number 26. And this one was just $2. It's only got just a couple of pages. It doesn't have that many pages to it. And this one's from 1998. And it was $2, number 26. But there is an older one here. Raggedy Ann Stories. Now, it looks like the 20s and 30s ones, but it's not. How many cats do I have? Well, we never did get any of the 5 kittens adopted. So we have 6 cats in the house. 5 of them are just a little over a few months over a year old. They're about a year and 3 months old now. Yeah, we're into August now. So so May, I think, was when they were born. So yeah, I have them, and then we have the 11-year-old, the doctor, who just kind of looks at them like, yeah, get away from me, get away from my food. She likes Arwen. She now likes Arwen, but she doesn't really do much with them. She will occasionally, if one's by itself, play with them. Like she now will play with Gimli and she'll play with Arwen. But she didn't have any other cats with her. When I got the doctor and 2 of her siblings from the shed next door where they were born, the 2 boys got sent out to foster care almost right away. And so the doctor didn't grow up with another kitten to play with. So the idea of how to play with another cat is totally new to her. She's very slowly coming along with that. So this is the other one. Now, it has an inscription from December 25th, 1957, and the copyright says 1947. So this is, I know, all through the 50s, they still were using pretty much the exact same layout, the exact same cover that they did from the 20s and 30s and the 40s. So this is one of those. So this one has, it's gorgeous inside. It's nice, clean copy inside. It's gorgeous lithographs. Some of them are full page. There's several short little chapters and stories in here. And this one was $5, number 22. That's what that one is. Now, where did I put it? I did those. I did those. I put it where the kittens couldn't. That's where I put it. Okay. Okay. Last three things for the night. Oh. So this is another little pack of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just 4 cards. Does that not scream late 60s, early 70s to you? These are Hallmark cards. You don't have a date on the back, but they have that lovely little Hallmark symbol. They do have their original envelopes. These are not so old that the glue has discolored at this point. These are like the cactus ones in that these are really cool. So you could always write a nice long letter because they do open up. Always did love stationery like that. So there are 4 of them with the original envelopes. So these are going to be, let's see, this is the loot. These are the loot note cards. And these will be the same price that those other ones were. So these are $2. $2 for 4 vintage note cards, not unused, and their envelopes. $2, number 33. $2, number 33. That turquoise and green, I'm telling you, it screams Brady Bunch age, you know. Avocado green envelopes. Oh, the late 60s into the early 70s, where somebody decided everything was going to be orange, green, and brown. This is a lantern. This one's a paper lantern. And I did not find any maker's mark, but this one opens up, and then the image is some little ducks on it. Has a thin wire at the top. Cute little decorative thing that you can have, maybe hanging up on a porch or something. And I don't know that you really could put, now somebody at some point put a string on the wire to make it easier to hang maybe a little higher. But this is such a cute little lantern. And the little lantern, come on you. The little lantern is, if this pen would cooperate, the little lantern is $3 and it's number 14. And it folds up so nice and neat for storing away. $3, number 14 for the little Japanese lantern, paper lantern. And then we have, and Marcy just left, and I think she was drooling over this one. We have a vintage box of stationery. It still has the plastic on it. Absolutely adorable. It's all different herbs. And it has rosemary, mint, parsley, sage, dill, and tarragon. So it's all still sealed in there. Let's see, it's got to say somewhere how many there are. There we go. Oh, it's called Herbalist. There are 15 decorated sheets, 15 plain sheets, and 15 envelopes. But all still the original packaging, still sealed, fantastic find. Vintage stationery in the box in mint condition. This one is going to be $6. $6, number 78. $6, number 78. So that is everything for tonight. I thought I had one more. Oh, I did. I had one more lace bookmark, but we didn't have anybody ask for the other two, so I'll save them for another time. I will give you guys a fast run through of what is still available. I tried to line everything up this way so that, oh, Jennifer, hello. Jennifer Miller. Jennifer, do I still have your info? I'm not sure. I think it's been a while. But if it's been a while, Jennifer, go ahead and send me your info at that email down there. Because I think it's been a while. Oh, I can still chit-chat for a little bit. But let's go through, let's do a recap real quick. We have the United Airlines deck of cards, which you could use for junk journaling or ephemera or play with them because there are all 52 there. This was only $1, number 53. There were the Roses lace bookmarks. So these are from Wyla Laces. They are in the original pack. They are $4 each. I happen to have 4 of them, but they are bookmarks. They are lovely piece of lace, which if you didn't want to use it as a bookmark, you could very easily trim off this fringe at the bottom and applique this on something. I know, isn't it lovely? So for the rose ones, it's $4 each, and they are number 56. And let's see here. Now, there were a few little crafty things tonight, too. Like we have these. Now, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it on this one. There is an opening on either side of this center piece, and then you can see there's a star around it. Now, these are, it just says large star gold. They are 1 3/4 inches across. There are 22 of them in there. I don't know if you could use them on a belt or run a ribbon through them. Maybe you could put them around an assemblage if you ran like a Christmas satin ribbon, red or green satin around through it, and have them decorating some gold bling on an assemblage. But you get 22 of them, and they are, it is $3 for the whole pack. It's $3, number 71. Okay, so Nora got the frog, so can't show Froggy. I could show the other lace bookmark. Where's your number? There's your number. So the other one I have is butterflies. Absolutely adorable. Same company, Wyla Laces. These are from the 90s. Never been opened. I know at one point I had bought a bunch of them, and I think I bought everything they had because I gave them out as gifts to the cast of a show I was directing. And all the women got lace bookmarks, but I had quite a few left over because I miscounted how many were in the orchestra. So these are $4 for the ones with the butterflies. These are $4, number 66. Now we have an Indigo Junction pattern. This is Pumpkin Poo. Now I've never used the pattern, so it's in the original packaging. A lot of these were sold. This company, Indigo Junction, sold a lot of their stuff through either ads in Country Living Magazine, Joanne Fabrics, or small quilt shops across the country. But it's the whole pattern for making that wonderful little bear. And then it has all the list of everything you would need on the back. This one is designed by Delana Hutchinson. And Jennifer, Jennifer, how many of the butterfly bookmarks would you like to have? Just one, or if you need more than one, I can do up to 4. Oh yes, thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you very much. So Jennifer for at least one. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you need 2? Okay. Times 2. Awesome. Thank you very much. So Pumpkin Bear here is, where'd he go? He's $5 for the pattern. He's $5, number 39. I was looking at trying to find Indigo because it's spelled such an odd way, INDY, patterns online, and man, some of the prices are crazy. But it's one of those things where they're all over the place and different designers have different followers. But I did think he was cute, but I have so many projects to do. So he's $5, number 39. Come here, you. I have 3, I think they're scarf buckles. They're plastic. 2 of them look like this. They're gold, and it's silver inside the dot, so it kind of makes it look like there's rhinestones in there, but there aren't really. And then this one looks like a chain. Now, I didn't know if anyone could use this for crafting or find a way to, I think it would be kind of cool if you ended up putting like a ribbon or something through it and then having it on the cover of a junk journal would make an interesting thing on the cover. Or use it to make for a belt or for your scarf. But you get all 3 of these. They are plastic. They are $2, and they are number 20. $2, number 20. It's all 3 of them. They could be kind of cool on the cover of a junk journal. I hadn't thought of that, but I don't need another hobby, Nancy. Behave yourself. Don't need another hobby. Do not. I do not need another hobby. This house is a hobby at this point. Okay, who's next? Where did I put that? There we go. So this had been an offer up, and it did not go. It did not go. We were starting it at 3. They are from a 1958 McCall's Needlework book, which I could not save the whole book, the whole magazine. But this is a small pile of ephemera. These are all vintage ads. They are all in black and white. There's a wig ad. There's a puppy. Where's my favorites? There's my favorite. Make your own jewelry. I love that one. Whoops. So it's all different 1950s ads, mostly craft things, though that one says pennies and stamps. This one's for hooked rugs. This one was from a sewing machine company called Morse. This one is cool because it's all those dresses on those dolls is made out of tulle. And then that one's for a yarn. So this little pack of 1958 ephemera was $3. We have to give it a number now. It was $3, number 76. $3, number 76 for the black and white ephemera. It's all ads from 1958 magazine. And those sold. I had another pack that was in color that was all animals. There were some things that were little baby things. There are a few black and white images in here, but most of them are color. There's a couple of little holiday things in there as well. If I had that sweater with the cats on it, I so would wear that. Little pheasant image. And so there's more of the bigger ones. I cracked up over these because they're made, that's the actual size. These are the actual patterns, and they're for making little cards for the placeholders at a table, where you put the name on it. And the faces you make are used buttons, which I thought would make a cool little thing. But we've got, well, there's a bassinet and a rug hiding in there. You've got these. This one, the big one has a rabbit. And then this one has bear and an elephant and some rabbits on some others. This was the actual inside of the back cover. So this pack was also, it had been an offer up. We started it at $3. We'll give it a number now for $3. This pen is getting on my nerves. It's dying on me. And that color ones was number 85 for that one. So who else? Oh, we're up to the butterflies. So Ann Geddes is a photographer who has been known for making her wonderful pictures of babies, newborns, whether they're done up as fairies or woodland creatures. My favorite was one where it was triplets and they were peas in a pod, and their heads were the peas and they were all dressed in green in a giant pod. It was so cute. Now, this was made by Portal, but it has the whole write-up of Ann Geddes on the back. This was made from prints from her book, Little Thoughts with Love. I didn't see a year, but I'm pretty sure this was the 90s. It says it is a lithograph from the USA. It is all nice and framed. It's not very heavy at all. This was $6 for the purple and white butterfly. $6, number 46. And I have a matching one that has the same type of frame and layout, except this little beauty is a gorgeous cobalt blue butterfly. He is $6 and it is number 42. We sold the wall pocket. I showed the 2 Raggedy Ann books. And so you guys all have probably seen the last four things, the embroidery transfers, the loot note cards, and the lantern paper. And Jennifer wanted the box of stationery. So that's the recap. That was everything for tonight. My drop sale of books, $3 hardbacks and $2 paperbacks, is still active until midnight on Tuesday. So by all means, take a look at that, put a comment down. Most of the books are still available. You can put a comment on there. If you've bought from me before, just put it in the comments what book you wanted. If you haven't bought from me before, you do need to email me all your shipping information. Don't you dare. No, 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 no. I don't want bumblebees. No, no, no. We got to camp this year. I was in camp 5 minutes and I come back from checking out the latrine. That was a whole story. We made sure the camp rectified that one. But there are a surprising amount of black and white hornets hanging around the latrine. No sign of a nest, though. I see them hanging around the picnic table. Still no sign of a nest, though. Well, the nest was behind somebody else's tent. And it's not that far from the campsite where the tents are and the kids are. And I just went, nope. So we told them, and they said they'd send the ranger to get rid of it. And I said, you need to let me know when, because I want to make sure I'm not here. Because when those things get mad, hornets can sting you more than once. I don't want to go through that again. No. When I got swarmed, it actually was by wasps, because I was like 5. And the paper boy thought he could send the paper up over my head and send it up to the porch, not knowing that the big branch from the maple tree above my head had a wasp nest in it. My mom screamed at me to run. I never got the chance to. She said when that thing hit, they all come out single file, and they went for the first thing, and they came out in a spiral, and they all went right for me. I can remember the screaming. And I can remember her taking me, trying to knock them off of me, and then taking me to the hospital, where they put me in a bathtub full of something that made me start screaming more. And then they gave me a needle and knocked me out cold. So I don't remember any more than that. And ever since then, I've been terrified of bees, wasps, hornets. Oh yeah, hornet can. Bees, most of the bees can't, because they lose their stinger. Basically, it kills them. They leave that stinger in. But wasps, certain types of wasps can get you more than once. Hornets definitely can get you more than once. And they're nasty and they're mean. And I wanted no parts of them. But here's the wild part of this. They were selling the nests, the hives, whatever you want to call it. When the ranger showed up, I made sure, they said he'd come the next day. They made a point of telling me at lunchtime, when they saw me in the dining hall, that he would be there the next morning. And I went, okay, I will be out of camp. I will make sure I am out of the campsite. I want no. So I stayed down by the lake the entire day. And 2 days later, I talked to the ranger, and he said that was nest number 13, and that they've made enough money selling them to pay for the beekeeping outfit that they bought for him this year. He used to just go grab them and shove them into a bag, but he'd always get stung. And I don't know, something happened last year where he finally decided to get a beekeeper suit. And he wasn't going to get stung like that again. So what they're doing is he takes the nest and he throws it into a heavy-duty contractor's trash bag, and he ties it shut. And then, I don't know why, but he shakes the hell out of it, I guess it's to get the adults out of the hive. So then he throws it in the freezer because they have these giant walk-in freezers for the camp kitchen. And so he says they have a spot in the corner, shelf all to itself, where they put them. So it's not near any food or anything. And they freeze them so that it kills the adults. And then they sell the hive, the nest, whatever it's. Well, I guess if it's hornets or wasps, you always refer to it as the nest. So they sell the nest to the local college for research. And that was number 13 that they were going to sell to the college. They had sold enough, and I don't know what kind of money a bee's outfit costs for a big 6'2" guy who looks like he's a linebacker for a football team. But of the first 12 nests, hives, whatever, they made enough money to pay for what it cost him to get the beekeeper suit. I don't know how much money there, but wow. I had heard once that empty like wasp nests and stuff were worth money, and I thought they were kidding. But apparently they do. I mean, you can look them up on eBay, and there are people selling them on eBay. I would not touch them with a 10-foot pole. No way. Absolutely not. Not having it. Thank you, Jennifer. I see your email. Took me a second because I saw the word Norwood and went, what? I live near Norwood, PA. That's actually where my mother was born. And my her family's family house had been in Norwood. So it just was such a surprise, though, that they were making that kind of money, because I can't imagine a full-size beekeeper suit for a big guy like him was cheap. But they made enough to cover the cost of having bought the thing, so the camp was happy. And with having yet another nest, that meant they were making a profit. That was quite a surprise. It's not something, no. I got enough to sell. I'm not going to go hunting for hives or nests. No way. No. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know one thing I should have said when I finished the recap. So if you're still with us on the replay at this point, if you see something that didn't sell during the live, you have a week, 1 week. So by next Thursday, it's done. It's same thing with drop sales. I give it a week, and then the stuff will either be held back for another time or it will go, because as you can tell from warehouse 13 behind me, I have way too much stuff here to, I have way too much stuff here, so I need to move it on along, especially with books. You are going to see more drop sales for books because I want to clear them out, and I would prefer to clear them out to the Arden Fairs book booth, which is September 2nd, which is this huge folk fair in Arden, Delaware, which is right outside of Wilmington. It's barely 5 minutes over the PA line with Delaware. So there will be more book sales coming up that are drop sales. I'm going to try to have another one ready to go. I already have a stack of paperbacks. I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I have 10 paperbacks I couldn't fit into the last sale that are already there. So I'll add some hardbacks to it, because I just emptied yet another box earlier today. I have to start looking up, see what's worth it. And I've still got to get all these listed onto eBay. But maybe this weekend I'll get that done. We'll see. So what else do you want to hear about for chit chat? The roof still leaks. Gimli still tries to DoorDash out the front door. My brother Gary pulled a fun one. So in our city, we all just got new trash cans. The city delivered one of these big suckers on wheels. Okay, I'm only 5'3". The handles on this thing to try to push it to the curb are on the top. Okay, but I'm only 5'3". Guess where this thing comes up to on me? Right here. The lid is right here. I'm trying to, it's too far off from my center of gravity. I have to really like give that thing a shove with my foot to tilt it to be able to like push it or drag it. But when my brother told me that we were getting it, his comment was, and this will just give you a hint at why sometimes living with him stresses me out. He said, he loves to use the royal we will have to be careful and make sure we only fill it halfway so that you can drag it out to the curb, and then we can fill it up the rest of the way once it's out there. Now, other than taking his own trash out from his room, this man does not take the trash out. He doesn't take the kitchen trash out. He doesn't take any of the household trash out and he doesn't put the cans to the curb most of the time either. But I love how it was how I could be the one who would have to drag it to the curb. Even Michael was like, that's just wrong. And Michael laughed at me when he saw me trying to drag it to the curb because it's just, I'm up there with my elbows up like this. He goes, what are you doing? I said, trying to grab the handles, because he was behind me and he couldn't see that. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure why we all got those, but I know part of it is because with one of the new trucks that they have, the company that is contracted for our city, it has a thing on the back now where they can just hook one of those on this little metal piece in the front and then just flip it. It has a lever and it just picks it up and flips the trash in. We already have it full, and we have another trash can 3/4 full sitting next to it. I had been working on my office. That's where some of this came from. It's where some of the stationery came from. It's where these lace things came from. The frog came out of a box from the office. So I've been working on there and the playroom, because the boxes in the playroom, which are in the center, are all these boxes of books. And the problem is that those boxes are tilting. We've already had one stack fall over, but now the stack behind it that's in the center of all these craft boxes is now tilted like this, and the box of craft stuff is starting to tilt. If all that comes over, you won't be able to get to the powder room because it'll block the walkway. So don't have any room 100% cleared out yet, but I'm working on 2 rooms as well as, everything else in this house, because I do all the dishes. I've got my own laundry to do. I got to do that tomorrow. At least I don't have to do everybody's laundry. Michael hasn't felt good, so I've had to do all the cooking. We try to split that up between the 2 of us. But yeah, I am still working on the office. And but once we saw that those piles of boxes were falling over, when we came back from summer camp, I switched gears to hello, Amina. I did get the second email. Did you not get the one back? Because this is the first night I've been back to do stuff. We had a family emergency with my brother-in-law, and so he's stable now. He's now doing much better. Things look good now. But this is somewhat the first I've been home because I have to go look for that blue button, and then um, I was asking one of my nieces about that piece that you were interested in, because that's, I'm pretty sure if I'm thinking of the right one, that was a family piece. So, but yeah, don't I will get caught up on email. I tried to answer some emails today too because I haven't done it all week, even for scouts, because we were so worried about my brother-in-law and I've been out there. She did point out the fact that I have some boxes of stuff still at her basement. It's the last stuff from this house that is not in this house. And it's mostly toys. So some of that will slowly start coming back here because I want to get that stuff onto eBay before Christmas. Because there's a lot of Michael's Power Rangers toys. Those are stuff from the 90s. Pokemon toys from the 90s. That earlier stuff, people are starting to put the price up pretty high for that early stuff from the 90s. Because I guess now, because like he's on the 28th, he's going to be 29 years old. And I guess those that grew up in the 90s now are starting to buy the childhood toys because of the Power Ranger stuff is crazy. Some of the He-Man, which is a little earlier than him, but they had started showing it again when he was little. Some of the He-Man toys, especially if you find the villains, it's crazy money. The first run of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys too. They're crazy money. And like you could pick them up at a flea market for 50 cents and then turn around and flip it for $40. So I was so happy to be back home and be able to sleep in my own bed instead of out there. But yeah, but my brother-in-law is doing much better now. So so I'm home and getting caught up on emails and everything else because of the family emergency. But he seems to be doing much better. They were really worried too that he was going septic, which would be really bad considering he just had open heart surgery. So, but Amina, you will have an answer this weekend because I made a list. The list is taped to my bookcase upstairs in my bedroom so that tomorrow morning, that's the first thing I see and what I work on. And packing this stuff up from tonight's sale will be part of that because I still didn't get everything done from the last time. Life just got crazy. But we're getting there. But my sister did remind me though that I do have boxes of stuff out there. And I really, really, really want to have an empty room. I want my office by the end of the year. Absolutely. I would say by October, but there's a lot to do to that office once it's emptied. I still need to paint it, take care of stuff like that. So hey, Lorianne, hi, Sugar Britches. So so no room emptied yet. One of the things I have to do is I found some large stuff that I'm going to put on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can clear that out. Because erector sets aren't really something I want to have to try to ship because they're way too heavy. So I see Lori Ann is here. Amina is a new subscriber to my channel. And welcome. I hope you've had fun going through all the older videos and lives. Sugar Britches also has a channel. She's fun. I have to stay away from your ephemera when you do your postcards, though. I'll get myself into trouble. If the minute she would find any kind of postcards that were fairies, I would be in so much trouble. Let's see if I can find you. There you go. I'll put the link in for Lorianne here. Okay. There you go. There we go. Lorianne, are you at 1,000 yet? You only have, what? No, you're kidding me. You only have 683 subscribers? Oh, that's just wrong. Cause you and that boyfriend of yours, I know he's your husband, I'm just joking. The stuff you find is awesome. Darn. We got to get your numbers up, girl. We got to get your numbers up. We need to get you monetized. You're not monetized till you have 1,000 subscribers. And she is so much fun. She is so much fun to watch. Now I'm back at 1,150. I think I'm back up to the 150. I'm hoping that we can make that 1,200 by October 27th. There's a live sale that Thursday, the 26th, starting at 11 p.m. My birthday is the 27th. So we are going to have a party. We will have the sale and we will have giveaways and we will goof off. We will have a party because once midnight hits, it'll be my 58th birthday. I had to stop and think and do the math. But yeah, I'll be 58 this year. So hopefully I would love to have 50 more subscribers by then. So, and I really, really, really want that office by the end of the year. So, and let's see. Since we're dropping channels here, let me drop this one. Because she's another one that isn't. Oh, yes, the Queen. The Queen will have to make a special appearance. Mind you, the Queen has to figure out where Nancy put her hair to keep it away from the kittens. Now, this is Marianne's channel, All in the Attic Treasures. And there we go. Because she's another one of us who is a reseller on YouTube. And CDC, I don't know if CDC has a channel or not. Oh, you do? You have a few videos. Complete Hallmark row. What are those? Oh, I'm going to have to take a look at that. Save that to my watch list. Step back into 1923. Dude, I grew up with a great aunts in a house that I don't think anything had been changed since 1923. I'm definitely going to have to watch that one. Okay, so here is CDC vintage and mechanical, because you've got a channel too. We'll put yours there. And I already have 2 of your videos that are on my to watch list. I'm curious to see what that A Step Back into 1923 is. And I recognize that fan. My grandparents had that fan. And I don't know what Hallmark Road Rovers are, so I want to learn. I want to see what that is. Are you teaching people how to hotwire a pinball machine? CDC. Get multiple credits with 1 quarter from an arcade or pinball. I got thrown out of a place for. They accused me of hot wiring it. I mean, you're not technically hot wiring it. It's not like it's a car. So yeah. CDC, do you collect matchbooks? I see you have 2 things on there about matchbooks. I haven't gone through them yet, but I have 2 little baggies of matchbooks, vintage matchbooks I was given. I haven't gone through it yet though. So okay. We used to have, and I was so sorry that I had to go to California. My great-grandparents' house in Norwood, where some of the stuff in this house came from, there was an Atwater Kent table radio. Now, I don't mean a tabletop radio. I mean a table that was a radio. They had their fish tank on top of it for decades, always with the overfed giant goldfish. That was the only thing my brother Steve wanted, except Steve was in California. Cost a fortune to have that thing professionally crated and packed in a wooden crate and shipped to California. But he got it so it was all still working because he knew how to do that. And it was amazing because, I mean, when it was here, it only had AM, but it still worked. It would have to warm up for about 5 minutes before you'd hear anything. But when he took it, when he got out of California, he took it all apart, cleaned everything because he knew how to do that, and put it back together. And it's still out there. He passed away over a year ago now, and but Sue's probably still got it out there with her. And I have never seen another one like it. And I have looked up Atwater Kent radios every so often, and I've never seen a table radio before. I know it was Atwater Kent, but I can't find it. I don't know what. Every other Atwater Kent I look at isn't that kind. It's most of them are like a big floor console kind of thing, or it's a smaller one that sits on top of a table. It's not the table itself. So like the front piece would actually had this little piece of carved wood that you pulled down, and all the dials and everything were in there. And the speakers were up underneath the table part, facing down. It was an amazing looking thing. And I just no idea. I have no idea what age it was. Because we had to empty that house in record time so that the kids could be in time for school in that school district. And I was doing my senior play in high school. I was the mother in Peter Pan. Or was Peter Pan the year? No, I was the mother in Peter Pan. And then we had prom and her funeral. all within a same like 2 week period. It was just, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. So CDC, I'll have to let you know what matchbooks I find then. I'll make a note of that. Because was helping a friend's mother clear some stuff out. Did a run to Goodwill for her. And she had said, no, just take, whatever you see. And I'm like, I know Goodwill is probably not going to take these two little baggies. They're like this, and they're stuffed of vintage matchbooks. Most of them look like old advertising. They don't look modern at all. So I'll have to check them out and then let you see them. I may send you some pictures. So, hate comments on which one? You get hate comments on one of your... Oh, on the one I was picking about? There's a place... Oh, now I can't remember where it is. I think it's in Maryland. I know I have it on my Facebook page. But there's a place that's probably about 45-minute drive from me, and it's a pinball... I don't know how to explain it. They're kind of museum, but also kind of not, because they have 128 pinball machines. They restore pinball machines. They buy and sell pinball machines. But there's certain ones they will not sell because they are either iconic or they're really old ones. And you can come in, and most of them you can play. And it's part of and you can even rent out their space to have parties. I'm dying to take a bunch of Boy Scouts there, just because these kids, since most of the troop is like 13 and under, have probably never played pinball in their lives. I think it'd be a blast to go and go see if I can find this place. Let's see if I can find it. I just think that would be so funny. Is that it? Okay, here it is. Pinball Gallery is what it's called. They actually have a classic arcade video game tournament this month. The tournament's in Malvern. So they're in the Philly area. There they are, Lancaster Avenue, Malvern, PA. Pinballgallery.net. And I'm dying to take the kids up there just because I think it'd be a blast. They could have a lot of fun. And they've really grown pretty big. They have a monthly open tournament for their pinball machines. Oh, that's cool. A friend of mine, I had gone and stayed at their place, and we went to the Celtic weekend at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. Her husband has a Doctor Who pinball machine. He's had that for as long as I've known them, for as long as they've been married. Matter of fact, their 30th wedding anniversary is next year. Well, he still hasn't put the thing together yet. I'm ready to wring his neck. They want me to come babysit their animals while they go on a cruise next year for their anniversary. And I said, only if you put that Doctor Who pinball machine together so it's playable. I saw the video on your payout pinball machine. That was really pretty cool. Good night, Lorianne. Good night, hon. So, yeah, we've actually gone pretty long tonight because it's been 2.5 hours. And usually about now my voice is cutting out. But I've been trying to keep drinking water so it doesn't get too worn out. I will have to coax Frodo and Gimli out of the basement. I don't want them sleeping down there all night. Mind you, I know there's clean laundry sitting on top of the dryer, so if they're anywhere, they're probably laying on the laundry. I have this, but I don't know. I was going to list it on the eBay. Maybe you guys, how would you describe this? It's in its original box, has an extra paper pad with it, has no maker's mark whatsoever, has the wonderful little pen, little gold pen. Pen still writes. When you take the pen out, it opens up. You got a nice clean notepad in there. But there's got to be a name for these things. But I went over this with a magnifying glass. I cannot find a maker's mark or anything anywhere. Even the box has nothing. The box has nothing on it. And that feels like a piece of silk. This is definitely a piece of silk. I'm wondering if it's a little thing that was given to my mom or maybe my grandmother from Japan, because that's a big deal to come with little gifts. And so I'm wondering, but it's such a neat little thing. Very 1950s kind of thing. So, but I was trying to look it up and I was trying to think, how do I list it? Because I don't even know what to call it. So if you know what to call it, put it in the comments. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? But I'm like going nuts trying to price it because I can't find. I tried Google Lens. You know what Google Lens gave me? It gave me some plates that had little blue and green flowers on it. It did not give me a notepad kind of thing. So that was a problem trying to find that. So I'm still working on that. That's why that's still here on the desk. And yeah, it could once it, because it's got a notepad in there. But and it does have a second notepad you can use, but once that's out, it's the right size and it has a lip on the end. You would be able to fit business cards in there. Michael says I'm not allowed to have business cards yet because then people will want me to come start emptying their houses for them. I was like, no. We don't tell people I used to do that. No. I'll let you know, Nora. Notepad compact. I wonder if that would work. I didn't think of calling it a compact. Hey, there's a similar one that's Japanese. That looks suspiciously like Kyoto Castle. That really, really looks like Kyoto Castle. And the back looks exactly the same. So apparently that's what it is. It's a compact notepad. Thank you. Because I had no clue. But wow, it matches that one exactly. Silk picture and all. It's just that one, it's a different picture. Doesn't match these others. Most of these others are leather. That one doesn't match. Different engravings on the gold. There's a couple different ones, but that one matches it exactly. Oh, cool. I never thought of compact, because compact to me is like, blush in a mirror. Let's see what's under completed. Yeah, no, it's not made by Elgin. Well, I know who Elgin is, mostly for watches, but no, it's not British. Oh, wow. That's the temple at, there's a sold one. They just say Asian theme front. Extra pad. Oh, wait, you have the box? Where's the original listing? Let's see if the box is the same. Well, the back's exactly the same. The clip that hangs off of it. The box is a little, cardboard box is different, but the best offer accepted. That's one of the shrines. I know that roof with the gold thing on top. That's one of the shrines in Japan. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. That one's made to look like chokan. Yeah, that one's a silk cover too. Made the same way? Yep. Made exactly the same way, even down to the texture of the back of the thing. Okay. So it's definitely matching the Japanese ones I'm finding. So I was right about that. Because none of the others I'm seeing have, they're not the same shape. They're not the same gold. And none of the other ones have the silk image on the front. Just these ones that found 3 of them, and 2 of them say Japan. So, wow, that's cool. That's cool. Well, and that's the thing in Japanese culture, you always were giving small little gifts. And with having my aunt from Japan, anytime any of her nieces and nephews came over, or her sister, they brought little gifts for everybody that they thought they were going to meet. They even brought extras, which surprised me. But then something like this would have been something for somebody that was more important. There is a hierarchy to the types of gifts you give, depending on the importance to who they are in the family. And so there, it's amazing, the hierarchy. The grandparents and my great aunts were given, oh, I can't remember the name. I think they're called shoku. Anyway, it's this really cool game like badminton, and the paddles are plain wood on one side. Okay, and they're big. They're like this, they're about 6 inches wide, but these paddles are easily like 16 inches long, if not 18 inches. But on the other side is a dimensional fabric piece of art that is usually a face. It could be a face of a No figure from the No plays. It could be a geisha, a samurai. It could be anything, but it's usually always a face. And they're always individual pieces. Like the hand will be a separate piece, the arm will be a separate piece, the head, the face will be a piece, the hair will be a different piece. It's just amazing. But they were never given to the kids. That kind of thing was more high end. So they gave a set to, because you honor your ancestors. My grandparents had a set. My great aunts each had one. I now have all four because Nanny and Poppy were given a full set. Annie Al and Annie Floss were each given one. And I've inherited all four of them. And I can't wait when this room is empty. I want robin's egg blue walls, and I want all the Japanese stuff out of storage. We have hoppy coats for children. That's what they gave my brothers. And I have two adult ones. One would have been for my sister. One would have been for Steve. They both let me keep them. I guess David would have had one. He may have it for all I know. There's a tiny little, it's not a full on, like a hoppy coat just comes down to just past your butt. That's usually what the men wore. But there is a term for the type of kimono that's just one layer, doesn't have all that heavy embroidery. There's a tiny one that must have been for me because it has tiny little wooden shoes that have the shoe, and then it has the two blocks of wood, and the kimono itself is only maybe 24 inches long, top to bottom, and that's not Phyllis's. So it's, thank you, the yukata. That had to have been mine. I mean, I have no memory of being in it, and I've never seen any pictures of me in it, but I found it in the cedar chest when I went through the cedar chest. And I think that's actually one of the videos that is for the Fairy Realm members. I think they're the only ones that got a sneak peek in the cedar chest. So, but yeah, yukata. Oh, I can't wait to have this stuff where I can enjoy it. So, I sent my Mickey and Uncle Bert a letter from summer camp, but I haven't heard from them. Which, after them losing their son, kind of worried because they're both up in their 90s now. Them and my mom's brother is Uncle Bert, and his wife's Aunt Michiko, and then her younger, and then that's her younger brother and her younger sister, Annie Ellen. They're all still alive, those three. They're all in their 90s. Oh, you watch Shogo? I know who Shogo is. I also watch Rachel and June. I watch June's Kitchen, where he teaches you how to cook some of the simple stuff from Japanese dishes. I've also watched occasionally Abroad in Japan, though Chris from Abroad in Japan sometimes is a bit acerbic and gets on my nerves. And I watch Charmeleon. So I like her channel. But they're all based in Japan. Chris from Abroad in Japan is from Britain. Charla from Charmeleon is from Canada. Rachel and June is Japanese. His wife is Rachel, and she's from the US. So I've been watching their stuff for a couple of years. Rachel and June was the first one I found. So I've just recently found Go North Japan. I haven't seen all of his stuff, but I've just recently, because I look at it this way, is it is so expensive to get there. I mean, I had someone from Aunt Michiko's family willing to let me stay with them, cover everything all my meals, anything I would want. I just needed the airfare, and I could have gone and stayed with them and then spent 2 days at the World Jamboree. The Boy Scouts World Jamboree was in Japan, and they happened to live on the island that the World Jamboree was at. I just needed to get there. The airfare was about $3,000. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get enough money together to go. And it just broke my heart because I wasn't allowed to go when they wanted to take me to Japan with them for the summer because my father had head up his ass. And so I wasn't allowed to go. And I had been invited and he wouldn't have had to pay a thing. And so I didn't get to go then. And now as an adult, I had one chance and I just could not make it happen. I had a chance to go to London in 1988 and go sing. And I was cutting people's grass, raking leaves, doing all kinds of stuff. And I got there, I had 60 pounds to last me the entire week. And that had to feed me. I was the youngest one on this tour. When everybody found out that Nancy only had a little bit of money, suddenly I was invited to lunch. I would meet people in London for dinner. So they fed me. They all kind of kept an eye on me. They all knew it was first time I'd ever been through a big airport. First time I'd ever been overseas. And they all were very kind and kept an eye on me. The first night there, I had a federal judge take me out to dinner. Rob was smart ass because he took me to an Italian restaurant where the entire menu was in Italian. I had no idea what I was ordering. I had to let him order for me because I had no clue. So, and he thought it was very funny. So it was an experience. So I worked hard to make that one happen, but it was just too much for the Japan one. I could not swing that. So maybe someday, but until then, I'm going to keep watching YouTubers in Japan and live vicariously through them. Rachel and June have more than one channel. I can't remember what the one is called, and they haven't put anything on that one in a while. But that channel is a lot of specialty things, where they were hired by one of the Japanese tourist bureau or one of the airlines, but they were sent to each prefecture. So in the United States, we have states. In Japan, it's prefectures. And so there are several different prefectures for different parts of the country. And they were hired to go to each one and do videos of all the cool stuff to go see that was there. They've also done some in-depth videos with master craftsmen. And I can't think what the other channel is called. But it's very cool. You'll find the links on it. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not in my personal account. Okay, what do we got? There's Rachel and June's Adventures. There's June's Kitchen, and then there's Rachel and June. And June is spelled Jun. But it's the Rachel and June Adventures. That one's got a lot to it. I crack up over every time they go to a thrift store over there. The stuff they find is absolutely hysterical. Let's see if it's this one. Yeah, the one that's just called Rachel and June is the one where they're traveling more. And showing more that's about Japan. That one's more about the history, the places to see, the cool stuff. Namba Parks. Oh, that they show a Final Fantasy cafe. That is the wild thing in Japan. They don't do that here. So in Japan, there'll be these theme cafes that just pop up and they might be there for a month and then disappear again. There'll be now there is a dedicated one in Tokyo, I know, that is just Pokemon related, and that one's permanent. That one's always there. But there are cat cafes. One of them, I think it was Rachel and June, went to an owl cafe where there's all these owls, all these little tiny ones, and they're in the cafe, and you can go feed them, and you can certain ones you can actually pet, and so they've shown some of these, but they've shown some of the specialty ones, and some of them have been absolutely hysterical. Most of them are based on anime stuff, but there are things called maid cafes over there where they dress up like, you know, a French maid with the little black dress and all that, and they call you madam or sir the whole time, and they treat you, you know, like you're royalty. They're very strange, some of these little cafes. But a lot of them are based on like an anime thing. There have been ones for Sailor Moon. Oh, what were some of the other ones? Ow. But Sailor Moon was one of them that I saw. There's an anime called Bleach, so there was one for that. The Pokemon, I've seen 2 different Pokemon ones, but they're just bizarre. But it's worth it just going and checking out either one of their channels for any of the times they go to a Japanese thrift store, because they are a whole different level from what you see here. Absolutely a whole different level. Because some of the stuff they find is like, where did you even get that? And what is it? So, all right. So, let's see. Let me write this down before I forget. Nora. Okay. So I'm going to call it a night. It is almost 2 a.m. and my throat's beginning to hurt because we're hitting that 3-hour mark. Mike is right about that. I really probably should start singing more. Let's do scales at least and get my voice back in shape. Not for going and doing a show. Ardent Singers is doing Princess Ida or Ruddigore? I've forgotten now. I just saw an email about it. Where is it? All I know is I looked at it. No, that's for Arden Fair for the beer booth. Because for some crazy reason, 100 and whatever years ago, when they started the Arden Fair, they put the actors in charge of the alcohol. Why? Why would you do that? That's such a bad idea. Oh, there's so many emails in this I've got to delete. I can't find it. Darn. I forget what show they're doing. But it's one, I looked at it, and it's like the same director that it was before, and I was in it then. And it's also one where it doesn't quite fit my voice range. Like about half of the music sits on where my voice breaks. And so that just gives me a sore throat all the time. So I'm not going to go do that one. He's been bugging me too, but I feel like I've got too much to do here and with Boy Scouts to take on starting to do shows again. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to go lure Frodo and Gimli out of the basement because I don't want them sleeping down there for the night. And I don't trust him not to try to get that other window open. And I will see you guys next week for a live chat on Thursday night at 11. There will be another drop sale of books, different books. I want to try to get that done so that the members to the channel that have joined and have the memberships, I want to try to get it so that you have it on Monday so it can drop on Tuesday. And the current book sale that's up, remember, that's only good until this coming Tuesday. And then that's been its week and it's done. So watch for another book sale coming up. I don't know what the weekend holds, so I don't know if I'll be going live on Sunday or not. We'll see how that pans out. But definitely watch for another book sale to come up on Tuesday for everybody. And my Fairy Realm members, you guys will see it on Monday. So have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay dry. Pray for the West Coast because I understand they're getting some really bad weather heading for them. I think a hurricane might be hitting the West Coast, and the West Coast has had, in certain areas, has had an awful lot of rain. In other areas, it hasn't had enough, and it's on fire. So it's just such weird weather this year. So stay safe, stay hydrated, stay dry. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.